Yeah, because it works with your phone. So if you keep
I
your
took a
phone,
class
you
that
keep
Cheryl
your
taught
phone
on that
Oh, did you?
several years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Man, my shoes are dirty.
Oh,
And now we have a Labrador.
on your visa.
They step on your blue suede
Totally
shoes.
addicting.
Trust me, I know. I went for a
I know.
massage. I went for a massage and Wendy has two dogs. Well, they were all under me. And I came out and I have all these spots over my shirt. I'm going,
What is it?
happened?
Have you used your sewing machine?
She goes, it's probably the dogs.
Yes,
Maybe I'll bring some next week.
I do like it.
Yeah.
I'm still a little kind of
They've unfinished.
awkward around it, but I got it this year.
Well,
You won it?
Yeah, she won it.
I don't know how to do that.
but that one on
That's
your keyboard.
wonderful.
We were so happy.
You won a machine?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
As the show, I thought I heard her name, but I'm like, I don't know if I did or not, cause there was a lot of ambient noise. I'm like, I don't wanna say anything, but I'm pretty sure that was Dixie that just won it.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now you have two corner set.
Oh.
Okay, welcome to Second Saturday. I like Second Saturday better than First Saturday because it seems like we're always rushing. This time it's more relaxed, so. Got lots of stuff to show you. In the newsletter, if you read it, I talked about tearing fabric and woven and regular fabric. And so I thought I'd do a little demo of what tearing. When I was talking about tearing, I was talking about woven fabrics, and this is what a woven fabric looks like. Looks like the same on both sides because the threads are dyed. So when you tear, and I tore this yesterday in front of everybody, but hey Lauren, can I get scissors? Someone took my scissors, it was probably Robbie. But when you tear on stuff like this, it will tear along the grain line because of how it's made, okay? Oh, thank you.
You were saying something about that it followed the selvage, but on
Yeah.
something like that where you don't see a selvage, how do you know?
Ah, good question. Okay. We talked a little bit about stretch too. When
Now you got
Now you got two of them.
Sorry, I had them. When you talk about stretch of fabric, especially in apparel, we want it to stretch around us because, well, you know, we've got to be able to move. If we had lengthwise threads running across us, it would be like, because they don't move.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because when they're put on the machine to weave, the warp threads are the long threads and they're tight. So when you do something like this, it doesn't stretch much. You know, that is lengthwise. If it stretches a little bit, that's crosswise. And of course, the greatest stretch is always bias. So the question that I got in the email was that what happens if you put off-grain stuff in your quilt? Nothing. Because inside the quilt, you can do all sorts of stuff. It's gonna be held by something else. It's when we get to the outside of the quilt, the borders. This is where you have to kind of start thinking. You don't want really to have crosswise stretch in something that is a on point set, because when you do that and you have triangles that stretch, a lot of times what happens if people don't pin, and everyone knows I'm an advocate of pinning, on your borders, it can start to stretch, and that's how you get these kind of borders,
The wavies.
the wavy borders. Also, measure. I can't even tell you how many times to measure, but I always measure through the middle. I take that measurement. In fact, I'm gonna walk over here. Sorry, John, I'm walking over here. Okay, so if this is a crosswise stretch, you see you've got a long way that you've got to control that. So that, and you can still do it. It's just, I would probably try to do a lengthwise cut on that. So, you know, you cut your stuff like this, because that keeps the stretch in control.
What if you stay stitching?
You can, but you're still gonna have an issue, because if you've got stay stitching underneath that, And sometimes you're gonna still be stitching up here,
Right.
1/4 inch. So your stay stitching would have to be like 1/8 of an inch.
That's
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yeah, and yeah, it's hard to do. So, but you can do that. This could be a crosswise stretch if this, so this is holding it in. So this is why you want to measure. So this can become square when you measure this way and this way. That can control that stretch if you've got a little border or a border that you have measured. And the reason we see a lot of wavy borders is because people just sew them on. Whoa, and sew it on. Well, that's when you're not pinning, you're not measuring, and that causes stretch. Because we think, oh, I can just stretch this a little bit. And you can, about 1/4 of an inch, you can stretch it without causing problems. But over a length of a border, it starts to go more and more and more, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and pretty soon you've got this. And it can't be controlled by quilting then. So measure your borders. Well, and you don't have to watch your grain line so much here because it's gonna be contained, and it's gonna be stitched down. The only problem you'll have is maybe if you don't watch it a little bit and you stretch it, you might have some pieces that don't fit, especially bias. That seems to be the problem on half square triangles too with a lot of people, they stretch because you're dealing with bias. But anyway, I was talking about tearing too. I don't know about anyone else, but when I was in high school, well, no, junior high, we had to take a little thread and find it and pull it all the way out so that we could see the grain line. We don't do that anymore. People do tear fabric, and I want to show you. You can tear it either way. I'm going to tear it crosswise. And I laughed yesterday. I said, Robbie's going to fit that I did this because I took it out of a bundle. So, but, okay, I ripped it. It's on grain. But if you will notice what happened, it stretched it stretched that out. So you're going to have to cut it off. The same thing you'd have to do with a rotary cutter. So yeah, you can cut it, but you're still gonna have to do something about this part right here that's stretched. So my suggestion to you is to use your rotary cutter and not to worry too much about tearing. I know it's a big thing on the internet. We've done it, been there, done it. Most of us are old enough to been there, done it. And we know that it's, you're gonna get pieces like this.
If it's a little off grain, it kind of helps the fraying a little bit too.
Yeah.
If you cut it with the rotary cutter.
Yeah.
Rather than tearing it and then you always got the little threads.
Yeah, and if you tear your strips, I mean, for some stuff, yes, it's probably okay. If you're making baskets and things like that, okay, fine. But if we're gonna sew this into a quilt, what a pain in the,
No.
So anyway, that's my dissertation on.
Very nice.
Lauren's watching me, laughing at my facial expression.
Now I will never forget this
This
sign
is
now.
discuss lecture.
I will never forget that now.
Okay. I got these weird things right here, and I'll show you that right now. But this is our newest wide back.
That is
Ooh, that's
gorgeous.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, that's really pretty.
They are doing P&B textiles. I really like working with because they're good quality fabric. And they've got great designs. This is a brand new wide back. We never would have seen wide backs like that even 2 years ago. So that's digital printing for you, and we've gotten better. And if you feel this, it doesn't have that rubbery feel that they used to have. Digital's come a long ways. So anyway, we've got that. Now, we have a lot of other things. And you see these little strips. It's not because I don't want to show you stuff. It's because I want to bring in 108 volts. So these are all new 108s, wide backs.
Oh.
I love this. You have such a good selection of the white.
Remember when there was like white and black and
Yeah.
ugly colors?
Yeah, these are just
Yeah,
gorgeous.
orange. Let's not talk about that. That was your fault.
There's another one. These are kind of a gradient style.
Oh, that's neat.
That's pretty.
And you can see we ripped these and look at the mess we have. There's my thing from yesterday.
Oh, I like that bluish.
This one's called Zipper. I just remember that because I don't know why. But yeah, that end, it's also in
Interesting.
a kind of an orangey red color. Oh, we've got more coming. Oh, we've got some beautiful ones coming. Here's another
Oh, look at that with gold in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Then, we have some plain, gray types. Gotta do something for the people that like gray, and that's all right. There's another gray. I'll pass these around, but there's the multicolored ones.
Oh, that's
And then there's this one I got that's kind of terracotta looking. Another one that's, and that's from yesterday. So here's the new wide backs. Take a look at those. I'm always covered with stuff. Yeah,
That's my box.
the other thing, gradients have become a really big thing in the blog world and in our sewing world. And this piece,
Have you made anything yourself with ombre stuff?
yes, I have, and we're gonna talk about it.
Oh,
This one you can't have. The reason being is it's going to be used in our block for the shop hop. So we're gonna use a gradient in our shop hop block, which I will show you in a minute. But we do have other gradients you
We're
can
having a
have.
shop hop?
Maybe,
Oh,
so nice. I have no idea.
well, shop hop is April 1st through the 8th, right? Underground.
There's no
the passport.
There's no news about it. That's news to
That's
me.
because somebody needs to do the passport.
Yeah.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened with my Microsoft Office at home and
Oh,
I had to fix that before I could make the
The
passport.
gradients
Oh, I really
are
like it.
awesome for lots of things.
Yeah.
They give you a variety of color
And
in a strip of
These are
fabric
the
42
108s.
inches wide.
Yes.
But you can use it, what I'm gonna tell you to do when we do our block. It's called rose colored glasses and our block is rose and I think it's still over there.
Oh,
But,
how cute.
but so I'm gonna tell you to cut out different pieces of this ombre. And so it makes your rows have definition. I tried it with batiks and then I tried it with ombre and I like it much better with ombre. So we're gonna get ombre.
Oh, how fun.
And after next week, when Laura and I go up to Shanks to go shopping, we'll have another one blue bowl. So here's the purple. Now, think of this as a night sky, a sunset. Just even sashing would be stunning in this.
Oh, I like.
So this is gelato and it's by Maywood and we'll have all the colors here pretty soon. So
Maywood is the one in Portland, right? But they don't have a showroom though, that you could go there
no,
and
you
shop.
can't. We used to be able to go into the warehouse, but they had such a loss problem with people going in.
And stealing stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
And so they closed the warehouse. Now,
That's ridiculous.
next Friday, they're opening the warehouse for
Oh,
trends.
feel how big it
And
is.
we can take one person with us and I'm taking more, so.
See, and I'm not a.
Aaron had a question.
That's pretty.
Look how pretty
It's
that
like a
looks.
peachy.
Question about wide backs.
Yes.
What's the benefit or like how do you use the wide back?
I love
Is it,
it.
I mean, is
Feel
it-
wonderful.
what is it, yard, like how does a wide back fully work and what's the benefit?
Okay, so one of the great things about wide backs is no seams in your back. Some people really don't like that. And you can also use them for other stuff, but like pillows and things like that. But mostly we use them on the back of the quilt so they don't have seams. Some people really don't like seams on the back, and
Some of
that's
us are
okay.
just plain lazy.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, there's been more than once that I've said, oh, Carol, will just sew the seam for me, will you? So,
That's funny.
but for your bigger quilts, especially for queen size and king, these are nice. They actually save you money because you're not buying
Yes.
10 yards of fabric, you're buying like 4. So, or maybe 3 even, depending on what the size your quilt is. Most queens take about 3 yards of this. Where if you're gonna do it the traditional way, you're probably looking at 9 yards.
Ugh.
And with the price of fabric, I'm gonna talk about fabric prices. Fabric prices have gone up over $6 a yard for wholesale, which means you're paying about 12 to 13. Okay, some companies are really very proud of their fabric and they're almost at 7. I won't buy from them because they're way out of price. So, but there's a lot of good companies, Art Gallery, P&B. Well, P&B is at $6.15, but Art Gallery is still under 6. Bannertex runs around 6, right in that area. Some of their basics are still in the 575 range. In fact, one of them, I think Art Gallery's basics are 545. So I'm trying to look for fabric that's great quality, but you're not gonna pay a premium. You shouldn't have to pay $17 a yard to make a quilt. And I know there are people out there that charge that much.
Right, she's grabbing some of this awesome.
So, and until it merits that, you know, and 17 would have to be cheapers. Almost $8.50 a yard before I charge 17. So, you know, that's ridiculous. So remember that when you got that in your head and you're looking at fabric and someone's charging you $17 a yard, think, wait a minute. I
It
don't know.
doesn't cost them.
It doesn't cost that much. And I know a lot of companies would say, oh, well, you gotta make a living. Yeah, you do. That's granted. But you can double it, add your shipping, and usually you add about $1.25. That's usually what it is for shipping. Because now shipping is horrendous. But anyway, I always try to keep people up on that because I want you to be an informed consumer. There are great fabrics out there that you can have that Art Gallery's on a 100 count fabric. It's beautiful. And it's still under $6 a yard. So, you know, there are ways around it. But like Kay Fawcett, he wants almost $7 a yard. That's $6.95. I was like, no, Kate, you're not gonna get it. He's not gonna lose. There's other ones like Anne-Marie Horner and stuff, they don't be spirit that don't charge that much. We got some fabric.
Tula's getting up there too.
Yeah, Tula's getting up there, but she also is under 7.
Well, I think there's stores in your area that are charging, and you just have to say, that's enough for a Tula,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't even, what's our Tula? Like 12 something?
I wanna say ours is $12.99.
$12.99 probably.
This is
All right.
where you need to buy it then.
And we'll have her.
Our Tula is $12.99.
$12.99.
Is it really?
And we're getting the neon, what's it called?
Everglow.
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 So it's coming. I don't think it comes till May though.
The hippos with the birds on them?
I don't know have we picked I don't think we've made the order yet, have we?
We didn't send in.
Okay. So I don't know which pieces we got.
It's
Like, we're getting it.
adorable.
Yeah, Lauren usually picks the Tula pink, so. And I'll say, okay, we'll check. All right. This is called, we got some fabric.
I was gonna say, that's a lot of fabric.
We get a lot of fabric. This is called Happiness is Homemade. It is also a digital print. And like I said, the reason you can tell it's digital is white on the back. If it's white like this on the back, you see a dark blue like this, and it's not dark blue on the back, and it's white, you can tell it's digital. Now, the difference between digital and screen prints, I'll just do it real quick. When you get a screen print, let's say this is a screen print, you'd have dots on here, it tells you how many colors they use. And so they lay the fabric down and the screen comes down and they squeegee dye over the top. Then they move it to the next one and they squeegee the next color and the next color. It's a time consuming process. Now digital is a big printer and it just goes zzz, zzz, back and forth and back and forth and it does all this just like your printer at home does. And it uses ink, but it's also organic ink. So they try to make sure that no one has any kind of allergic reaction to it. They've really been trying to make this a very viable source. And I think in time, everyone will be digital. Jason Genters from in the beginning has been digital for 4 or 5 years now, completely. But anyway, we don't have the rubbery feel that we used to have. And it's just a nice hand. And you can get really crisp detail with digital where you can't with screen prints.
And the ink is gonna hold up through washing
Yes.
after washing?
Yep.
Okay.
It's when we're talking dyes and ink, we're talking fiber reactive type stuff. So after the gray goods are all done, they treat it with a chemical that helps the dye go boing. And so if you see loose dye in your washer, usually it will not attach. The new stuff will not attach because your fabric that you're in here with this it's already been dyed and fiber reactive, and it's holding what it's gonna hold. So the digitals don't seem to have a running problem. So we shall see over time, but I have not had any problems with it when I've used a few, so. Happiness is Homemade. have to have berries in Oregon, right? One of Lee's new things is he loves apple pie a la mode, even though
Oh
it's
my
not.
God, how cute is that?
And then this is what we go
That'd be
with.
perfect for a kitchen towel.
And there's a little plaid, and then there's a little panel.
Oh my gosh, that's super cute.
So you could use that in your kitchen or wherever. And then this is, if it has a stripe, I will have it. If it has a dot, we'll have it too because Carol will want it. So this one is the Americana one from, and we're getting more of this. I don't know why they didn't send all of it, but they did. Red, white, and true. And I bought this not for the truck, but because of the bicycle.
Oh, that's super cute.
One of these days, I've got my old Schwinn 1965 Hollywood bicycle, turquoise, of course, but I still have it. One of these days, I'm going to bring it into the store and put it over. I think it'd be really cute. But I've been wanting to do that for years and years. My trusty steed.
Can I tell you, this feels a lot better than some digitals do.
Yeah.
You know, digitals sometimes they just feel weird.
Yeah,
This feels really nice,
Yeah.
like regular fabric.
they have really improved over the last 2 years, a lot, especially the bigger fabric houses.
This is adorable.
So this is a little red calico. Now
That's
calicos are
super
becoming really
cute.
hot again. Now all of us more mature quilters have used calico before, so, but anyway, we're gonna see a lot more of this coming in.
Didn't know.
There's
Didn't
another
know
blue.
that.
Yeah, I thought this was a cute little print, just with the little jars. And then this is kind of a fireworks print, but it's in tan. But we're also getting this, I think, in blue. There's like 3 more bolts coming, I think. So that just didn't get put in that package, which is the story of our life.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me to carry grunge, and I don't carry as moda because everyone else does. But my answer to the grunge is Halcyon from Jason Yenter, which I think is much more beautiful.
What's it called?
Halcyon, and we have the whole line because
Oh, I like that.
Jason Yenter is the devil. And
Is
he
that
knows-
digital too?
He's all digital.
He's all digital.
They were one of the first to go all digital.
You look at the colors in this. It's just
Oh.
stunning. Got different, like 4 different grays. These aren't all that exciting, but look at this one.
Yeah, you have to have orange, that's.
See how white that is in the back? That's how you can tell it's digital. But this is all done with a printer, not screens.
I love a Jason
I'm
Yenter.
gonna start sending it around, because this is a big line. Red. So this is our answer to grunge.
Very pretty.
Look at that green.
Oh, look at that.
It's just stunning.
Is that still all the same line?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I got the whole thing, because Jason Yenter sees me coming. I called to say, yes, send this, and then I saw the sun and the moon, and they just put it up, and I went, just send me that one too. And
Oh my
then,
gosh, that's gorgeous.
all digital.
Wow.
There's more.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
I
my
said,
gosh.
I bought the
I need the
whole
whole line.
thing. I love this one. You eat it with a spoon, it's so good.
And that doesn't feel
Gorgeous.
like digital.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Beautiful purple. We still got more.
This pinky red is just so.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Magenta, that's what it is. I knew there was a
So
name
there,
for
that's the end
it.
of Jason right there. Well, for this section of Jason. Okay. This one's called Unicorn Love, and it has a bias
That's cute.
Oh, that's
rainbow.
deep for binding.
Yeah, this is, it has a, this is, I believe clockwork, if I remember right. But, we got this more for a preteen, you know, folks. Younger.
That green is good too.
Big little hearts. And then,
These don't feel like digital either. It feels like regular fabric.
Yeah, I should not have known.
Mm.
I wore my unicorn.
Oops, I'll go this way.
My mom said, "Oh, that's basic. I already own it."
Oh, look how cute that is with the little
'Cause I
hearts.
bought
that-
it.
Yes.
Also, digital.
This is really nice.
That's
We
popular.
are out of that.
You know what's nice about digital is that, you know, you go to Joann's and you see all these fabrics and everything that have really neat prints on them there. And then you come to a quilt store and everything's kind of muted down. But the digitals are making those prints come out
Oh,
now.
yeah. They're
Where you can
very
get the
nice.
fun holiday prints and stuff like that.
And speaking of holidays, here's Easter.
Oh, that's adorable.
I think it's called Happy Easter. And if you saw, got the newsletter, this is what the
Oh
background was.
my gosh, how cute is
So
that?
on the side of I always put a fabric on the side of the newsletter, and this is what the one I used this time, because I thought it was so cool.
That's adorable.
And then Insidious Peeps.
Yeah. That's really cute.
I don't like peeps. But some people do.
I used to, I'm like,
This one. There's the panel. I really like this watercolor book that they've just developed.
Oh, that's cute.
I like the one that we got.
Okay, so there is Easter.
No, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is Dragonfly Days. This is just the go with. This is, what is this called? It's Cedar West's fabric, but anyway, now you can see the difference. This is
regular.
regular. So you can really see that dark on there, and you'll be able to feel the difference. Not
And it's
much
got the
difference,
dots.
but it's good to have.
Oh, and it's got the dots on it.
Got that one. Yep.
No, I definitely.
Is digital more expensive?
Not necessarily, not anymore. Now that they've perfected it, it was there for a little while. Just about everyone's gone digital, with a few exceptions. This is a Laurel Birch Silver Dot. You can't really see it, but it goes with
That is really cute.
Dragonfly Days. And that.
So pretty. So, oh, it's got a couple of toys on the bottom. That's cute.
And it's got a piece of sky. There's a little sky with it. A couple pieces of sky, or just kind of a light
This might not.
type thing. And a little bit of a green. And then, of course, you have to have the dragonflies. Because they're flying along the pond. I always like that as a kid. Watching the dragonflies. And pussy willows.
Here's the carrots. Isn't that cute?
And then an all over.
Wow.
Pretty, yeah. I think this is, I'm actually making one of the,
Or table.
using
That's a good
the
idea.
strips, I'm making a quilt out of that. So, there we get a chance to sew it. This is just plain black and whites. But you know you need your black and whites too. These are just a little bit different in the fact that they're a little bigger print than we usually see.
It's cute.
This one reminds me of Laurel Birch or
It
Toss
does.
Triangle, but it's not. It's not Laurel Birch, but it reminds me of that. I think this one would really be neat.
It's
With
really
a,
pretty.
like a bright pink with it or something like that, it's really gorgeous. Okay, and putting some bubbles. So, that's the black and whites.
That was PB.
Yeah, P&B. This one is Henry Glass, and it's Mermaids and Pirates. And I want to tell a story about a pirate. One of the little guys that comes in to visit me that has adopted me as their grandmother, his name's Angel, and he likes to draw pictures for me. And so he drew me a pirate. And I said, I love my pirate. And he goes, it's not just a pirate. And I said, oh, he goes, it's an excellent pirate. And he says, you have to keep it in your office, only you can look at the excellent pirate.
Oh.
So I have my excellent pirate. So when I saw this, I thought of him when we get down to the pirates. I thought, my excellent pirate. It just cracked me up. Okay, so these are little, I don't know, clamshells. There's mermaids, a mermaid section. There's There's little mermaids. And then they have,
Oh, yeah, the
have gray hair. But I check things like that because, well, it's important. I just thought this was like darling line. Wait till you see the panel.
That's so pretty. I don't think I've seen that.
This is a big seller last weekend at the open house.
Oh, I like that one.
We'll get to the good part here. This is just all their go withs. I love that one.
Very festive.
Yeah, I bought the whole line.
Oh, my gosh.
The story of my life. And here is the panel. This is the piece.
Yeah, with these little-
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
These are the party animals.
Oh, how fun.
That's cute.
Oh my
I love the fox with his tie.
Yes, and the bear.
Yeah.
Look at that elephant with the party. Oh, my gosh.
Those are great size squares for bowl cozies. I didn't know that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, for the grandkids, they pick out their own animal that they want and then make a bowl cozy for them.
Oh, how fun.
This is there's more of the floral, and then there's an all over. That is party animals. This is a line from Figo, and Figo is a division of Northcott. They're modern. When we got this kind of for bags, well, you'll see the one why I got the one, but just kind of different coloration. So we thought it'd be kind of cool in bags, in which we are going to be doing bag classes. Camille from Corvallis Modern is going to come teach, but someone's got to write the schedule. So I got this one because it has Volkswagens on it. And if you know, I drive a Volkswagen. I've had 18 of them. So
That's super cute.
someone said I should make Lee a shirt out of it.
Yeah, you should.
That would be
It
a
would
cute
look pretty
shirt.
cool on the shirt.
He would wear it.
I'd wear it. Some stars. But anyway, that's just a little tiny group from Figo. We didn't buy the whole thing just because,
The rest of the line was kind of weird.
yeah. So
Too modern.
now,
Well, it had like, for some reason, pickles. Like
yes.
pickles.
Yeah, it's called pickle juice.
Yeah, it made no sense. It was very strange. But these ones are solid.
This is the line that I was not, I saw and I went, just send it to me. Just send it to me, Jason. And I said, you guys are just trying to kill me, so. This one's Sun and Moon. And so it's got some really beautiful artwork.
Look at that.
That's the one.
That's
You are the
beautiful.
sun and the moon and the stars.
Yeah, Sun and Moon is, I just love it. I just think it's so pretty. And this is kind of an odd print that's in here, but I love this print.
I love it.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh. This is not metallic, so you're not having that rough texture. There is metallic, but Jason's a master at it, so.
Curse Jason.
I do, I call him the devil. I told him that to his face too.
Oh, I love it.
I just love the face of them, it's so serene. There's the sun. And there's I'm gonna make a quilt out of this that takes just 12 back quarters, and that's how many are in this line, so.
Oh.
I said, hey, I'm making that. I've got it all cut out. If I get a chance to sew, we'll have some serious quilts around here. Everything's
That's
cut out.
cute.
Oops. Just gotta sew.
That's
Although,
all the same line?
yes, this is all the same line because man's the devil. So this is all sun, moon, and stars. I think there's 12 different holes.
Yeah. You just, it'd be bigger.
This one's a camping line, and I think it's beneath the stars, but there's the stars.
That is pretty.
If you camp,
Looks like the sky.
or know someone that camps, I think this is just a really cool line.
Oh. How fun.
Little lanterns. to trees at night.
Moroccan.
The Moroccan.
I just love the watercolory look in this.
That is pretty.
And so I bought the whole line. The story, I'll just send it to me. So I just think that the
Oh, that's
artwork is
cute.
nice.
I'm a little girl. Just
This is,
Oh, I like that.
and this would make a, you know, think of this folded over and as a, or like this even, as a pillowcase, be cute.
Oh, yeah.
That's super cute.
And then there's the bubbles for the mermaids. And of course, the purple. That's just yummy purple.
It really is.
Another panel from the mermaids. Big panel. They're upside
Oh,
down.
that's
Oh, there they are. Okay, so that's.
That'd be great.
Excuse me.
Also, there's their border stripe, which runs lengthwise.
How fun.
Okay, so there's the mermaids. This is the pirates. I don't believe they're excellent pirates, but they're pirates just the same. They got the blue. Oh, I did this yesterday. There's what I was doing yesterday instead of throwing it over my shoulder. There's the pirates panel.
Oh, I like the
That
octopus.
is so cute.
It'd be fun to mix them up.
Here's their border stripe.
I wonder if some of the panels you could put
Oh, yeah.
them both together.
Yeah, you can. The nice thing about this whole line is you can intermix. I'm just showing pirates and mermaids just to keep them.
I showed you that one.
Here's the
Walked
pirate,
in.
little pirates all over. You've got a little
Oh,
crab.
that's super.
I like the little crab too with his little pinchers out. There's the big panel.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that'd be really cute.
A little stripe. There's the
Oh,
pirates.
I love that.
Looks like this.
And there's
It
the pirates
is.
bubbles.
It does.
So that's the pirate side.
Oh,
One big huge line.
that's.
This is spirit animals. And again, this is digital, and that's how you get these eyes so great. You have two panels, two pillow panels there.
Oh.
Those eyes are really good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have cross-eyed thing, when they do the screen printing, sometimes they'll get off. And you'll have one eye going this way, and one eye going that way, and you're just going, I think not. There's that one. And then there's the fox and the owl. And then the fabric that goes with
Oh,
it.
look at that. I like that blue.
It's pretty much just a rustic look. It has different,
Can you make that a pillow, you think?
yeah. Probably an 18-inch pillow.
Oh, look at that.
And some icy stuff. But that's spirit animals. That was another. This is the lone piece of this particular line. We'll have the rest of it, I think the rest of it, we should get up at Shanks for next Friday. But anyway, I thought the ladybugs were cute, so I thought I'm not gonna hold them back. I think they're cute.
Oh, how cute that is.
This one is called Party Animals, and
Are you
this is,
ever at all concerned about bleeding with that?
no. Not modern inks and modern dyes. Now, old dyes, yes. If you're using something from the even early 2000s, before they really went into fiber active dyes, we've had a couple pieces that we had from Blank that were really bad, but they used the old fashioned technique and they've since healed themselves from that, I think. But we're very careful about that. And the poor wraps see me do this.
That's adorable.
I'll go, let me see that for a second. And it doesn't have any transfer. So that's another way you can tell. So just taking a piece of fabric and rubbing it on white. as hard as you can. Nothing, no transfer. So that's how the reps, I probably make, and of course the words. Words are a big deal right now too, a lot of words and stuff. And this is a panel.
Oh, that is cute.
I love that.
So that is the camping beneath the stars. And last but not least is the whale fabric. You've seen the quilt out by the cash register. So this is the panel. This is also, it's digital.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we have the whole.
Oh, the sea urchins. Oh, are they jellyfish or sea urchins?
I think this is, it could be sea urchin, it could be jellyfish.
Yeah.
I think it's the other color of it. The lady that does Bliss, we have the blenders, Bliss blenders, but she did this line and did a gorgeous job, I think.
Stars.
This is a panel for a bag, for the tote bag. So you have a tote bag with the whales on it. Should make one for my son because he likes whales and he goes to the coast.
Where's the quilt? Look at that. Yeah. How pretty is that?
Just, we also
Love
have
those
a,
colors.
yeah, the colors are just fabulous. We have a wide bag that is, I think like this. So, because I bought the wide bag with it
This is
too.
coming back too.
Purple.
Oh, I love that purple.
And more words. Beautiful.
Oh, look at
I
that.
love a watercolor spread, I really do. That they have done that so well with digital that I can't complain.
I wanna sneeze, it won't come.
And last but not least are whales. And I feel like I'm 100 pounds light.
I bet.
That was a lot of fabric.
Okay, so now, the other thing, well. When I talked about gradients, this is my first attempt at my block. You can tell it's my block because it's hairy. And I'll show you Lauren's back, they're always perfect. Mine are not. But anyway, this is the design I started with. And as I looked at it, I was, yeah, I'll do it in batiks. This is for the shop hop, and it'll have a frame around it because it's called rose-colored glasses. My leaves, and I love roses. I have a few. Which I was gonna ask my wonderful daughter, which I'll ask her on camera, if I can leave early to prune.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you on that one.
I've got one that's got at least a 20-foot spire coming out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, I keep looking, I go, I've gotta cut you down. But I prune my roses in the spring. I love spring prune. But anyway, so I thought, let's do something like a rose. Well, then I was out wandering around the fabric and I saw the gradient and I went, bing. So
I love these colors.
I made one in the gradient. I had to tear it apart and I forgot to sew it back up last night when I got home. But it'll all be gradient and it looks a lot more rose-like.
Very little depth to it.
But I'll pass it around, you can take a look. All this is a 9 patch. That's all this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With half square triangles. That's it. So, yeah, it will look like that, but it'll be a gradient that we're gonna use. I think I've got my sheets right here. All right, now the next thing we're talking about. Oh,
No, you're fine. All up there.
There were lovely pieces of blend in here. Where was this supposed to go?
Oh, I think that was several.
I think it's a new
Oh,
pattern.
pirate.
Oh, you're right, it goes with the pirates.
Oh, when I was talking about the dragonfly, I'm using the strips to make this pattern. So, yeah, so it's all 2.5-inch strips. Then, I think you saw the cat. This is a crabby cottontail.
people to put costumes on cats.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what my cat would look like if I did that to her.
This is just a mini quilts for you. It has, how cutie is just a little zipper bag that you can use by your sewing machine, has little places to put stuff. And then there's the turkey. Then the murder mystery. The murder mystery is hysterical because they have a script to follow. So last time it was Wizard of Oz, time before that was Old West. I seriously about wet my pants every time I walk by because I was laughing so hard. It just sounds so funny when they're sewing this, hey partner, hand over that seam ripper. It really cracked me up. And you come in dress. So like the first time Cheryl had chaps on and 2 6 guns, caps guns. And so it was really cute. It was a fun time. Then we go back to the curves of the Santa up there, and then we'll do Mrs. Claus.
That is really cute.
And then stripology is a ruler that's about yay big. We were brought in, but and it has different slots, so you can cut all these different types of strips and different types of shapes. And so they're gonna do a stripology class on that. And when someone gets off their rear end, I'll get the bag class, but I can show you one of the bags. This is the dust bag they're gonna make.
Oh, that's cute.
It's quilted, got lots of pockets and neat stuff. So this is one that Camille from the Modern Guild is gonna come and teach. So I think we're gonna have some really neat bag classes. This is just one of them, but there's a lot of them. I think she's got like 5 different classes.
You think so?
Yeah.
What heavy?
Yeah. It really is. It's a very nice bag. I mean, I'll pass it around. Here. You know, I'll give that. Right. Yeah, it's got, yeah, you can, I don't think Cheryl's got anything in there.
I don't think there is, I think it's just that staple, but it's just, it looks full and it's not.
It's paper. Oh, that's what the rose looks like when you just, doesn't look like much.
Is it like foam inside? Or-
Yes, there is a insulation, it's called, our foam or something like that they put in the bags to give it that body and make it have a professional look to it.
Mhm.
And we have it, so it's, yeah, so batting and a foam in the type thing. I don't know, sometimes they're fusible, sometimes they're not, I don't know which one she's asking for yet, so I'll gotta talk to her about it. But yeah, I think she does a beautiful job, and so I can't wait to see all the different purses she's gonna bring in. That looks nice.
When is the bag?
The bag classes, I think, start in May.
We'll have them added to the class list here
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah, we'll get it. So it's just that I had the class list done, and then
We added.
we added the bags, and I said, I gotta find all the pictures and all that stuff so you can see it. They don't like putting out a class list without pictures of it, because you just gotta guess. You know, it's like, well, what does it look like? So, anyway, now let's talk about the block of the month, reason we're here. This is the block of the month. That's it. And I'll show this around you, I mean, you'll be able to look at it. Okay, so, how we're gonna do this is, this book is $25. So that's part of it. And the other part is, the 25 is just the sign up fee. Or I like to call it Diane's talking fee, but it really isn't, it's just sign up fee. This is very easy to do. Lauren might disagree on one of them, but what I like about this was they tell you what size each unit is supposed to be, so you can square up and make it fit perfectly.
Squaring up, I'm glad you said that. This quilt is gonna be an important one. If it says square up, square up.
Yep.
You don't wanna cut that corner. They're having you square up for a reason, because it might be just a little oversized by intent, so that you can trim it down.
Okay.
So this is definitely one where if it tells you to do the thing, definitely do the thing. I had to rip out a block because I got overconfident.
So, here's a better picture of it. There you can kind of see the setup. When it fell, remember it went to, this one, I think, is the bigger version of the buttons.
Oh, that's cute.
I like that.
I love a mini quilt.
That one. This one will be at the show. We're gonna be at the Mid-Valley Quilt Show, and so this one will be at the show.
Oh,
Can't
I
have
love
it.
horse and clothes. Yeah. I'm
Lauren told me.
lore. I thought it said lore, like lore. So
There's dashed, we have a sample of this out there that Lauren made. When I talked about using all 12 of those fat portions, the Cosmo or the Sun, Moon, and Stars, this is the pattern. So it's just a little scallop pattern, it takes 12 fat quarters. That's it.
Just FYI, the floral of that line is already in Last Chance.
Oh, okay.
Just FYI. I saw it while I was out there.
And this one I love.
Oh, look at that.
It's a booklet. You can use your if you have a Tri-Rex ruler, you can use Tri-Rex ruler so you don't have to cut out templates.
But I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you
A
said.
Tri-Rex ruler,
Oh.
I just about everyone bought those in the early 2000s, late 90s. But if you don't have one, we have them ordered. But this is a really cool quilt. It's on my radar, not on my set yet, but it's on my radar. And there's a little bit of applique right here that if I make this quilt, someone else will do.
Carol.
But this is basically just, it's like a triangle, a 60-degree triangle dream. So, and for those of us who like to piece triangles, that's the kind of quilt I would like to do.
Those Villa Rosa patterns are really cute.
They are.
I've made a couple of them. And
See, there's the pattern for the, now you can see the 9 patch. Very simple. Okay, now, I don't know if anyone, these are the class lists. I'll send them around. The first one, these are individual classes to learn in specific things. And this is geared more at basics and beginners, like bindings. Learn how to do a binding. And so it's an all-day class. We go through lots of different things in that class, like bindings, how to cut them, why you want to cut them this way, that way. We talk about how to make bias, all that kind of stuff. So we'll cover the whole gamut of bindings. I mean, you wouldn't think that you could talk for 5 hours about bindings, but you'll get to do stuff too. You'll be sewing in this class. Sewing with pre-cuts, a lot of times people have a hard time with pre-cuts, so we're doing that. But basically, it's just a list of classes we thought would be a good thing for people to have if they wanted to take them. And they're all on Saturdays, so. Then we've got, Cheryl is a certified teacher for, anyway.
So kind of wonderful.
So kind of wonderful. So we're doing a series of those wall hangings. Talk Lucky is the first one that's over there. And then we go through the gamut of stuff. But one of the other ones we're doing is Starry Night, and it's a nativity made with that ruler, the curved ruler. So that's one of the ones we're doing. It's turning out really cute. I've seen it. It's really cute. Zoology is one. It's a fairly big quilt, but it is sit and sew and learn type of class. And then there's the rabbit, and then there's this is the flower garden, and that's really cute too. Also, we're not just doing curves, we're doing the BQ5, so that's just a simple one. And there's the ice cream, and that's the Bargello over there, the orange.
that ice cream is super cute.
Yeah, isn't that cute? And then we also have free sew or open sew with Cheryl, and you can get help actually sewing with stuff. You bring your sewing machine and stuff and you sew all day. It's $5. You give it to her. Hunter Star is the yellow and black quilt that's out in the hallway. The snowman, right there. Free motion quilting with templates. that one is using your machine with the templates and putting in the special foot for free motion, and you can use the templates to quote your stuff. And then of course we have the jack-o'-lantern and the witch. The witch is gonna be so cute, I've seen the fabric for it. The twisted table runner. And then the catch, okay. So I'll send this around, but I'm gonna show you the blocks. I got my block done. Now last time I did my quilt out of my precious indigos. This time I'm using my French General stuff. And Robbie goes, oh, what's all this stuff? This looks so neat. And she goes, I'll put it out the floor. I said, no, that's my stuff. Don't touch it. My French General. This is my first block. You can tell it's my first block because it's hairy. I am a horrible person about doing that. They wanted you to press all your seams open, and I tried. But it's not that I think it's a bad thing. I think it's kind of a pain in the rear thing. And I like to lock my seams together. So I always sew to one, I press to one
Yeah,
side.
how do you can't match the seams then? I mean, you can't lock
You
them.
have to peek basically from the
Yes.
top
Yeah.
and pin,
Yeah,
which pressing your seams open is fine. It makes it a little flatter, okay, sure, but it is more time consuming.
To press
So-
them open.
yeah, and so I say,
Fingers.
And you burn your fingers.
oh yeah, that's true too.
We don't want burned fingies.
No,
So this is my first block
that's cute.
with all its hair. Now Lauren's first block,
Yeah, I'm trucking ahead trying to get the quilt done,
yeah, she's
so that
starting.
there's a sample.
Oh, look at you.
These are Lauren's.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see if I can get,
The first one
Here's
is
the
that
first
one, yeah.
that's what her first block looks like,
Oh.
The middle,
the middle.
just the middle.
Because later on, you're gonna add the other
Yeah,
pieces.
the frame for that block is a separate month. Like I said, I'm trucking ahead a little bit. So that is a totally, the star points are a different month. You'll
So
just be
did you do all
starting.
your seams open?
Oh,
No.
look how good that looks.
I like
This is her
I like
to
mother.
be able to lock my
This is hers.
seams and because I'm trying to blow through a sample and get it done, because I gotta start prepping for the show. I do not wanna take the time to press open the seams, frankly.
Oh, look at that.
So, how
And
we're doing this,
all my fabrics are chosen off of that blue batik there in the corners, yeah. I have like 5 yards of it for some reason. I don't know why, cause I don't really care for blue all that much, but it has all the colors in it, so I just picked scraps and fat quarters out of my bins to go with. But the background is what
Oh, look at that.
will be the choice.
so what the whole thing is you're gonna pick your background or backgrounds. You can do more than one background, one has more than one background.
Yeah, this pattern calls for more.
And then start looking through your stash. Like I have a ton of French General. So that's what I'm using. I looked at some other stuff and I went, I'm not ready to cut that yet. So, but
That was one of the things that interested me about this, was being able to use them from your stash, not buy all new.
and so that's what I think is really great. Last time we did this, I think it was really neat because we got to see everybody's different creativity and I think that's fun.
I'm really hoping somebody does this quilt in Christmas, because I think it would be absolutely gorgeous in Christmas colors.
There's the first block,
Yeah.
but this is on a different. with a
Yeah,
different frame.
that star point is a different month.
Is this the one
so-
that you wrote me about?
No,
Okay.
well, yes and no. So those star points are time consuming. Take your time or you'll be cussing like I was.
Or you'll be writing your mother and cussing.
There is one block that the way that they have you do it, I think we're gonna add some separate
Oh, look at
instruction because they've made a simple block overcomplicated. So I think we're gonna add instructions. If you wanna
I'm
do
not
it
gonna
the
pass these
simpler
around.
way,
That you come up with
you
that.
can do it that way, or you can follow her way. But yeah, it made
They're
a
very
very
different.
easy
You can make it
block
completely
annoying
And how big does this one end up being?
80 by 80,
without borders.
without borders. You can add borders.
Do you make more, or each block is different, or do you make more than
You
one
make
block
like
of
the first block, you're gonna make 2 of these.
Just
Okay.
about every block you make 2 of.
Okay.
And do you do that at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cutting instructions per month are for the 2.
So I haven't made my other one. It's just because,
And that's just the center.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is just the center. So we'll, some months we'll concentrate on the center.
Well, this is just.
Like this one has a few little tricks to it, and one of them is, everyone knows I twirl my seams, right here.
Oh, those are fun.
So you can feel how, twirl them.
Oh.
Information. So, that is that. Now, it's show and tell time, my very favorite part. We will start over here and work our way this way.
I brought, oh, are we starting on my side?
Yeah.
Okay. I brought two different themes. One is, since it's almost St. Patrick's Day, this is a paper.
Oh, pretty, look at that.
Ooh, that's
That block at the
beautiful.
top is cool.
And that quilting on it is
Oh, wow.
lovely. Oh, wow.
It's like new wave on the back.
I love it,
Thank you.
gorgeous.
I have a book and it has all different paper piece stars for every state. And so we just go pick one out and
I think
go for
that
it.
was a Connecticut, a California, whatever.
Very cool.
And I thought I had my other one, but I guess it must have fallen out.
Well, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very good.
My white and purple one, yeah.
Anyone else in the front row have show and tell?
That must have fallen out.
My mama.
Yeah.
You first, mama.
Okay.
I also have some show and tell, but she's finished it. We were in the old building, and I explained that I got an AccuQuilt and I use it because of cutting is hard on my hand. And so I showed a couple pieces, and now I finally finished the whole thing. It's for Christmas, but.
Oh, that's cute.
Very nice. And that was by AccuQuilt?
Yes, she did all
And
of that.
look at the
for
center.
And then the middle is the nativity.
Oh, I
Nice.
really like that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Said, oh, it's a snowman.
It's really cute.
Something about a French, a fussy cut.
Oh, yeah.
Fussy cut.
Yeah.
She fussy cut it and tried to get it perfectly, and she had to do it a couple of times to get it right. The first one was great, but she wanted to make another one, but it was offset, so she.
That's really cute.
Very nice.
Very good.
And my mom is, okay, well, I'll show it.
Go ahead, KJ. I'll hold it so you can.
So, well, let me say, my goal for 2023 is to finish a quilt top per month, because I have too many projects and I need to go through them. So these are my January and February. Here's the first one. It's Jason Yenter.
Oh, pretty.
Big stone.
Beautiful.
Jason Yenter dragons.
Pretty.
Oh, look at the size. I love that.
Good old Jason and his digital stuff, yeah. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
KJ?
I just created a pattern because I wanted to use that
Oh, is
order.
that your own pattern?
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
Just put it together. And then this one is mosaic. I was inspired by one that was on a wall that she made, I don't know. And I finally finished it.
Oh.
It's via Villa Rose pattern.
Yeah,
Oh, I like the colors.
very pretty.
Oh, very nice. I like the look how that pot is
I love it,
gorgeous.
yeah, oh, it's gorgeous.
Look at you.
So yeah, I finished this last night.
Way to go, KJ.
Oh, it's like birds and flowers,
Oh, is that
hummingbird. So yeah, that's mine.
very nice?
So I started marches this morning.
Anyone else in the back row? Okay. Where's Lauren? Oh, you got it.
I'm Lauren.
I've always suspected that.
Hey, girl.
Look how clean your back.
Okay.
That's because my machine cuts strings for it.
Fabric.
For me.
This is a little bundle of St. Patrick's finished.
Oh, fun.
Let's see if I can do my numbers. Trixie will just laugh at me because my numbers are always bad.
Pick me, pick me.
1, 4, all right, 4, 0.
Oh, look at you.
40, yeah.
A cute little Villa Rosa pattern.
Oh.
Yeah. I used one of the little prints from P&B. So yeah, but I might use just a solid cream the next time, or I might use one of the pieces from the French General too. That's the neat thing about this quilt, that you can put all sorts of stuff in it, and it still look great, so.
If you really wanted to kind of match up, you would just kind of pick your own fabrics. I mean, it gives you this page in there, so it's super helpful, and it tells you exactly how much of each. These bottom two are your backing and your binding, so don't worry about those two. These all are everything that goes into the top. But like, you can do it that way where you can pre-pick it. Mom already kind of had an idea that she wanted to use this particular designer for the quilt, so she already knew kind of what her path was gonna be. I went through my stash to try and find something that I'm like, I just wanna be rid of it.
Get
Because
rid of it.
Like this?
I'm just tired of looking at it. I have 5 yards of it. I haven't done anything with it. It's time to do something with it. So I went and I just kind of grabbed scraps that looked good with this, and I'm just gonna
that's
kind of
super.
proceed from there.
So if you're an organized person, you might go through.
Yeah.
If you're in constant disarray like I am, you might just, there.
And if you have an idea of what you want kind of a focus print to be, then you might approach it this way. And this one I could tell what the focus print was, but I just went to one of the blocks where I saw, this is where I see the most of this color. I went to this page, found it, and went, okay, that's the piece I need.
But there's no right or wrong
No,
of your placement.
no way, no way.
That's what makes it so fun.
No one will ever know. Don't tell them.
Yeah, we don't tell.
I meant to do that.
The class comes with the book, or how does,
You'll
Okay.
receive your book next month.
Yeah, you'll get your book
next week?
next month, because I gotta know how many to buy. I didn't wanna buy 200 books and only have 3 people show up, you know. But then what we'll do is I asked you, don't sew ahead, please, because we're gonna talk about different things that you need to look. This is not a sewing class, but like when I sew this, I say, okay, this is what you need to look out for, and we need to make sure that we're pressing this way or whatever. And I mean, this one's an easy one, but like with the little hourglass block, that's when I'll show you how to do your twisting and stuff. And so like when we get down to things that, like when they're doing the frames, which are down here a ways. And I thought about doing them all at once, and I thought, nah, I'm not gonna, because you just never know what you're gonna think of. But
And that's kind of why she and I are approaching it a different way, is she's kind of going through like monthly, so that she can talk about all those gotchas. And then I'm going through the quilt, so you have something to see.
What it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
so when we do this will be the frame for that one. There's things that you need to know about pieced frames that we'll talk about, and say, these are the things this is what you need to look for, this is how I do it, this is how I fix it so I don't have problems. So it's just because I'm old, I've done it a long time.
And that one's a really good example of a month where that would absolutely be the case.
Yeah, this is almost like, I'm trying to think what kind of star. I can't think of a feather, almost like a feathered star, but not quite. It's not quite as detailed as a feathered star. And so, but you're talking about a lot of bias edges here. So we'll talk about how to treat those bias edges so you don't stretch your frame and you don't stretch your block to do it. But anyway, that is that. And it'd be gorgeous in cream and white, but that's just not my style. So I thought this is a good one for you to use your stash on. And I just didn't have time to write. So this is gonna take a year to get through this. But we will get through it, and I think you'll learn a lot of fun things along the way too. So there's, like I said, there's some things there's one right there that's like a mini Lone Star right there. So we'll talk about that. It's one of my very favorite blocks to sew. I love Lone Stars. Even though my first one was ruined by the quilter, but it's still, but we're gonna do little tiny blocks. And we're gonna do some big blocks, and there's some blocks that kind of fade in and out of the background, but that's a choice too. You don't have to have them fade into the background. So I think this will be a fun quilt. It's a good size quilt, 80 1/2 by 80 1/2, and it tells you what to square up to. I can't tell you how important that is to know what your components are, instead of saying, okay, if this block is 2 inches and it's plain, then the next block has to be 2 inches if it's piece. But, this isn't better that way because it has it.
Yeah. And one thing. No.
So we're on each side.
Excited.
1, 4, 3, 3 right?
No.
Oh, you 3 wrong, 3.
Hearing people
1,
3 is
4,
deaf
3.
people 6.
Also in Europe, they do 3.
Yay!
Oh, wait,
Oh, who has one?
143? No, 137. She's 42, she can't find hers.
Oh, she can't find yours, so.
This is so cool.
And if
Is
no
it
one
one in
else,
your
it must be
pocket?
Aaron's.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be her.
What are those that you put in your
Oh,
pocket?
no, these are from yesterday,
Oh, they were old ones, okay.
because they were already on the floor when I came in.
Okay.
It has to be her.
Let's give it to Aaron.
Because she came in
You got
after
it.
this lady, so
Yeah.
she's gotta be the next member.
This little thing is a sewing gauge. And one of the neat things about it is it's tiny, you can keep it next to your sewing machine. But once in a while, we get off on our 1/4 inch, and this is a good way to say, okay, there's a 1/4 inch, all right, yeah, okay. So it's just kind of nice to have a little tiny guide next to your machine that you can check little things with. So now let's see if I can do it right this time. I've been trying for years, and I'm just not good. Okay, note 7. 1, 3, 7?
No, one more that way.
7.
3, 3.
Okay, this is,
8.
okay, so it goes this way, okay.
Yeah.
All right, one of these days, I can count higher than 5, it'll be great. All right, that's it.
Great.
Thank
you.
Yes, John?
Lastly, for people that have mobility issues or don't have transportation to come into the store, second Saturday is gonna be now displayed on the next day on our YouTube channel. So if you have YouTube or Facebook and you're not able to come in, you can go on our website and view it. In this class, actually this is the first class, it'll be unavailable the next day, so to your friends, transportation shouldn't stop them from viewing the store, have accessibility to Diane and whatnot, so you'll be able to see it the next day at noon.
Also, if
I
you
go to the
really,
coast for 3 months.
Yeah.
watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be an archive too, so you can go back on the months and see whatnot, so you guys will
That'll
be
be
my
nice.
first class.
And help is always free. So, you know, I'll stumble through and do the best I can. Because I can count to 5.
So how do we sign up? A little bit.
Yay.
I know the
More
best.
signs.
No little. Thank you.
You wanna go this way?
Wonderful times. How do we sign up?
Just going out
It's been
and send
my
talk to Laura, yeah,
experience.
she'll have the sign up sheet and then we'll have your books and stuff in a couple of weeks. And I'll write it in the newsletter, but we'll have the books, so.
Really
Yeah.
good
Perfect.
because
Okay.
probably use
Awesome.
that and learn. So I think
Great.
this and this would be good.
Thank you for coming.
Should we go to sword? Yeah. Okay.
flat they are. I'll pass mine around because I don't care, but,
She'll show you too.
I'll show you how to do it, it's simple.
Yeah.
And especially reminds me, Barb Jones, who always sits there and tells me she's gonna. I don't
You're
know.
gonna have to give her, you're just gonna have to give her a bad time. Or she's saving up all her heckling for next month. We love Barb, we're not talking
We're
bad
not
about her.
smack about, we love
her.
So, when you, any four patch that you have, even to a big old Lone Star is a four patch, you can take that center and twist it, and it will be flat. In fact, if I still had my flannel, Lone Star down, I would tell you, you could feel that how flat it is, and that's out of flannel. Because it twisted those seams, and it really is just popping them open. I've never had one come undone, and I've been doing this for, doing that thing for over 20 years, 25 years, popping my seams like that. But yeah, I tried to, like I said, I tried to press my seams open. I got only so far. Yeah.
It is time consuming.
What?
It is time
It
consuming.
is, but if you want to, that's fine. No one's gonna come to your house and go, don't do that. Because no one's gonna open your quilt and say, excuse me, I need a seam ripper. Oh. So, yeah, some of those things that we worry about, we don't need to worry about.
I know.
No one's gonna come to your house and beat you up because you
If
missed
they're
your point.
rappelling from your ceiling to smack your seam ripper out of your hand, you've got bigger things to worry about than that
That's very
seam. I wanna know who's in my house rappelling from the ceiling.
She didn't worry about it. You
Now,
shouldn't worry about yours.
I know.
I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, if you looked at the back of mine, I didn't worry about it either.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, feel that, how flat that is.
Yeah.
For goodness sakes.
And it makes a little tiny four patch, or a little, like the
Yeah.
Lone Star makes a little tiny Lone Star.
And how do you do that again? Can you do it?
She'll show you
I'll show you,
too.
I swear to God, I'll show you, I'll make a
Okay.
bunch of four patches.
I do it in my pinwheels.
Anything's a four patch, you can do that too. You got four pieces together.
Does it tell you, how much total background you need if you want to have a
Is it,
consistent background? I don't
You'll have to
see
do,
it
you'll have to
easily.
do a little math. I don't have my copy of the book here, I'm just gonna take this, just so I'm gonna show everybody.
Okay, yes, please
Sorry,
do.
Oh,
Yes,
Lauren, can you come over here so I can,
Yes.
they can watch and interpret?
So, the background that Mom is talking about, that you'll choose your own background from us. Hopefully. I'm reading upside down, sorry, give me just a second. Is this guy here, which is 4.5 yards.
Oh, good, okay, that's what I was looking for.
But there are also several others of these, and it tells you in the pattern. Hopefully I picked a good one. Nope, I didn't pick a good one, I picked a dumb one. It gives you the number that corresponds on this page here. So you can match up the number.
Yeah.
I just pulled out of my stash for those, like I said, the one that you'll be getting, or hopefully getting from us is the big chunk, but you can supplement the rest of them. I just pulled out of my stash. This is meant to be a little bit more on the scrappy side. If you wanted them all consistent, you just need to kind of go through and start doing your math for all the pieces. But I mean, some of them are as little as like a fat quarter.
so yeah, this is a great stash buster, I
Yeah,
think.
it is.
So you don't mind if we use a white that we have at home for the
Yeah.
background?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
You know, we're.
There's plenty of backgrounds in
Oh,
here.
right.
Yeah,
Like a lot of these lighter pieces are used as backgrounds somewhere in the quilt. So it's more than just the one big
would you
chunk.
suggest though that you go through your stash and pick out all your stuff first?
I haven't been.
I am.
Or, oh, okay.
now I kinda do it by, some quilters are like that they wanna have everything kinda lined
Well,
up.
that's too much stress. I
What I did is I went into my stash, and I know Lauren's stash is much neater than mine, and, I know it's hard to believe, but, I have an area that is just for my French and I just went in on, and pulled it out, threw it in a bag, and, brought it down here so that I could look at it and say, okay, yeah, this, and if I wanted to pull anything out of the store for background, which I did, for my block in again, but, I just pulled out some, just regular old green colored